The Life of Nelson Mandela in 31 Paintings by Class 6-7, Montessori Nijmegen, April 2014.
Establishment of the first European colony in South Africa by the Dutch.
The British conquest.
The birth of vrouw Hilala in Veto, the name means agitator.
Madiba's happy childhood as a cattle boy in the village of Kunu. Thrown in the thorn bush by a donkey, and an important lesson learned.
Starting at the local Methodist school, Madiba was given the first name Nelson.
After his father's death, his mother takes him to the great place, the village of Mkesweni, where Tembu regent, Chief Yongintaba Talienbo, becomes his guardian.
Student at the University of Fort Hare. Arriving in Johannesburg after fleeing from an arranged marriage. He lives in Alexandra Township.
Studies law at the University of Witwatersrand and joins the ANC Youth League.
Marries Evelie Mees, an ANC activist.
Birth of Mandela's first child, Madiba Thembekile, living in a rented house in Orlando.
Starts working at the H.M. Bethner law firm. ANC organized a joint defiance campaign against apartheid with Indian and communist groups. Mandela addresses the assembled crowd of 10,000.
Arrested alongside most of the ANC executives for high treason against the state. Mandela was temporarily held in Johannesburg prisons amid mass protests. Marries Winnie Mandikizela, social worker, and later on ANC activist.
The anti-pest campaign. Africans burn their passes that they are legally obliged to carry. The police kills 69 protesters in the Sharpeville massacre.
Mandela confounds Umkhonto with civil spare of the nations. This militant group parade 2 acts of sabotage without casualties. They bombed military installations, power plants, telephone lines, and transport links at night, when civilians were not present.
Police raid Lily's farm, arresting those they find there, and uncovering paperwork documenting MK's activities, some of which mention Mandela. Start of the Riviera trial.
Mandela and 2 of his co-accused are found guilty on several charges, sentencing them to life imprisonment. Mandela and his co-accused are transferred from Pretoria to the prison on Robben Island, remaining there for 18 years.
Thembi Mandela is killed in a car accident. Mandela was only informed of his son's death by telegram the day after the newspaper appeared.
Mandela is transferred to Portsmouth Prison in Tokai, Cape Town.
along with 4 other senior ANC leaders. They believed that they were by being isolated to remove their influence on younger activists.
Mandela secretly meets with the Minister of Justice Kobe Coetsee, having a further 11 meetings over 3 years. Coetsee organized negotiations between Mandela and the team for government, which is starting in May 1988. Voetballer player Ruud Gullit dedicates the Voetballer of the Year awards to Mandela.
Mandela's 70th birthday attracts international attention, with the Nelson Mandela 70th birthday tribute concert at London's Wembley Stadium.
Mandela is moved to Victor Verster prison near Paul. Here he was housed in relative comfort of a warder's house with a personal cook. He was permitted many visitors.
Mandela is free. He held Winnie's hand in front of amassed crowds and press. The event was broadcast live across the world.
Mandela leaves Winnie, who has been found guilty of involvement in kidnapping.
Mandela becomes the new president of South Africa. His inauguration took place in Pretoria on May 10. Televised to 1 billion viewers globally. The event was attended by 4,000 guests, including forest board leaders.
On his 80th birthday, Mandela marries Graça Machel, a Mozambican political activist.
Mandela's birthday, July 18, is declared Mandela Day, celebrating as each individual has the power to change the world for the better and inspiring people to take action.
Mandela dies at his home in Holten, Johannesburg, surrounded by his family on December the 5th. A state funeral was held 10 days later in Kunu.
These were our sources. We used information of Wikipedia on Nelson Mandela and Winnie Mandela. We read the book Madiba by Angela Machel Guipin.